I'm Adam Antshell for Pro Football Weekly, along with senior editor Eric Edholm, taking a look at some of the new rule changes that the competition committee has come up with. Eric, we've seen a slight tweak to the replay system and also a little change to kickoffs. First, let's start with replays. All scoring plays will now be reviewable. That'll come from up above. We won't have to worry about coaches challenging those. On to kickoffs, which has really been the controversial subject we've heard about among the rule changes. Kickoffs move from the 30 up to the 35. However, touchbacks will stay at the 20. We've heard a lot back and forth about this. Why are they making the change?
Well, the initial proposal was to move the kickoffs up, to also eliminate the two-man wedge, and to also have the guys not have a 5-yard head start when they come running down on kickoffs. And of course, you mentioned the 20-yard line. They wanted it at the 25. Now the coaches threw up their arms and say this is not good. Some of these aspects are good. They kept the 5-yard head start. The idea is that it's going to limit the number of head-on collisions. That's, in theory, one of the most dangerous plays in football. Two guys on either end running full speed, head-on, could lead to some serious injuries like the Bills' Kevin Everett a couple years ago, a career-changing injury, a life-changing injury for him. But they kept the ball at the 20-yard line. I think this is an important distinction. However, it does take an important play out of the equation in the kickoff.
Yeah, and we've heard a lot about player safety here in the CBA negotiations, so obviously a point of emphasis here. But looking at the rule itself, do you think it's a good rule?
Well, I'm sure some coaches are against this. We already heard Bill Belichick come out and say that he didn't necessarily like it the way it was initially drawn up. Brandon Tate, one of his kick returners, had an excellent year last year. Special teams, you always hear it's 1/3 of the game. How would you feel if you're Devin Hester and Lovie Smith? I mean, he's such a dangerous weapon, always has been for the Bears. If you're new Browns head coach Pat Shurmur, you need all the points you can get. You know, a guy like Joshua Cribbs, his touches now are going to be limited because more balls are going to go in the end zone, and we're going to see more touchbacks. The last time this rule came into play, when they moved it from the 30 to the 30, or excuse me, from the 35 to the 30 back in '94, really limited the number of kickoff attempts that these guys had, kept their averages down. So it does take one of those guys out of the play.
And it seems like not only for coaches, but also fans. Obviously, one of the most exciting plays of the game is the kickoff return at any moment, a game-changing play. And I mean, how do you think the fans will react to this?
Yeah, like you said, I mean, there's a predictability or element of offense and defense, but special teams is that X factor. And there's nothing more exciting, some would argue, than the kickoff return. So I think that does make the game a little more boring. We'll see how much it really limits it. You know, we'll see if teams don't use kickoff specialists, they may just have their regular kickers handle the kickoffs. That could keep some more balls in play.
It should be interesting to see now how things will go in terms of public perception. Yep. A lot of bad press with all the CBA negotiations, and now a rule change I think a lot of fans aren't going to like. We'll have to see how it goes. Appreciate it, Eric. For all the best coverage of the NFL, be sure to follow us on Twitter or go to ProFootballWeekly.com.